You can feel it. A little chill in the morning air, briskness against your skin in the morning. The lawn isn't growing as fast as it used to. It crunches a little more under your feet. Leaves on the trees are starting to turn different shades of color, away from the bright greens. School's starting. Hear the school bus engines roar in the distance. Everything, it seems, is slowing down a little, except one thing. It's a staple of this time of year, always has been. Sounds of grunts and growls, a lot of pushing and shoving, and absolutely no holding. Hard workers preparing for a job. A lot to do, a lot to show, a lot to prove. Hard lines, hash marks, X's and O's, a lot of film, and just plain old hard work. And they can use these lessons throughout life. It's the season we've all been expecting. Hello everybody, I'm David Sullivan. Welcome to high school football at Riptide on the River. David Sullivan here, the Bert Browne Show. The coach and I will be talking about Madison Central High School football here on this edition of the Bert Browne Show. We're at Riptide on the River. Come down here whenever you can and you can have a great time, lots of good food and good time as well. Also, we want to thank some of our sponsors for this particular segment of the show, Luxury Pets and State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goebel in Richmond. Coach, we've reached the point in the season, as we tape this show, you stand 1-3 getting ready to play Dunbar this coming week. And we've just come off at this point the Lexington Catholic game. As we sit here today, how do you feel about your football team and the way it's heading and the way the season is kind of unfolding?
Well, we're turning the ball over way too much. You know, we start that football game out and we hold them on defense. They miss a field goal and we take the football, and in the second play of the game we go, I guess, around 60 yards for a touchdown. They call us for holding. So we've had our 6th touchdown called back in 2 games. Yeah, it is. And that was a legitimate hold. I agree with that one. But there are about 4 other ones I didn't. But anyway, so the kids showed some intestinal fortitude, and we got the ball there. They brought it back, and we went down and we scored. Hunter threw Dominique a touchdown, and so we get the ball, or they get the ball, and they drive down and we pick it off, and so we've got the momentum all headed our way, and turn around and give it right back to them, fumble the football. So on the very next play, and those are things that you cannot do. So those are some things that bother me. Turning the football over is something that we've got to quit doing. Our defense is giving us the football, and you know, that's the thing. You've got to take, in football at any level, if you'll look, the team that turns the ball over the most is usually going to lose. And so we've got to take care of the ball better.
Okay, what about individual performances that you're seeing coming through the season? I know when you look at the statistics, it stands out that Dominique is certainly having a great year.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he can catch the ball. We motioned him out of the backfield. I knew we were going to get some mismatches there. They're playing man, and we got in twins and motioned him out of the backfield and took advantage of that and did some things. But you know, we're getting better as a team. I mean, I reminded the kids, and you know, 2 weeks ago we played the number 3 team in 6A, and then last week I guess Lexington Catholic's number 2 team or 3 team in 4A. and you know, they could easily be playing 6A. So we need some breaks to go our way is what we need, and you know, if we could get up on Lexington Catholic 14-0, and they get a little bit tight, and we hold them, or they turn the ball over again, and then some good things happen for us. That's what we have to have happen for us. And but the big thing is taking care of the football. But now we're seeing improvement every week, and we're seeing things that we can do better. But you got to limit turnovers. You just have to.
We'll be back with Coach Bert Browne in just a minute. Stay with us. We'd like to thank our sponsors: Luxury Pets, the home of the happy dogs; the law firm of Luxon and Patterson; Riptide on the River Restaurant; Hopper's Jewelry; Jerry Goebel State Farm Insurance Richmond; Dr. Dan Sipples Chiropractic Healthcare; Central Bank; Williams Tax and Financial Services; Regal Beagle Downtown Richmond; ERA Professional Hometown Services; Hall & Sons Auto Care; Be a Children's Champion; Reynolds Plumbing; Skipworth Veterinary Clinic; Super Save; Sight Savers Family Eye Care; Mackenzie Morgan Music; Davenport Custom Guitars, your local repair connection; First Gear in Richmond; Guardian Bank, home of the $250 deal. Listen to The John Clark Show on WWAG Radio, real country playing stars and legends.
Hello, I'm David Sullivan.
And I'm Tommy Floyd, Superintendent with Madison County Schools.
We'd like to introduce you to two new high school sports programs. Watch the new Madison Central High School Football Coaches Show with Bert Browne and the Madison Southern High School Football Show with John Clark.
The shows will air on Madison County Schools Channel 9 as well as Time Warner Cable Channel 5.
Get in-depth thoughts and comments from coaches and players throughout the season. So if you enjoy local high school sports and the value and character they build, join us.
Because every student counts.
Hello, I'm David Sullivan.
I'm Bert Browne, head football coach at Madison Central High School.
Join us throughout the high school football season for the Bert Browne Coaches Show right here. David Sullivan back here at Riptide with Bert Browne, coach at Madison Central High School. This segment of the Bert Browne Show is being brought to you by Luxon Patterson Attorneys, by Luxury Pets, and by Hopper's Jewelry. Coach, you had a good close game with Lexington Catholic in that first half. Really, as you hit the midpoint and the latter stages of the second quarter, it was a 2-point game.
Oh yeah, and you know, we're as my old offensive coordinator at Tennessee Tech, L.T. Helton, used to say, we were mouth to mouth and belly to belly with them. You know, we were getting after them, and our kids were playing their rear end off, great enthusiasm, and flying around on defense and doing some good things offensively. And you know, we have a letdown there right before the end of the second quarter, and they get a touchdown on us, and you know, it's just a different deal. You go in halftime down 2, 3, or 4 to a heck of a football team like that. I think your kids have one of the things that I've learned taking over programs that are down is when good things happen to you and you can go in that locker room at halftime and good things are going, that just seems to give that extra energy. Now when you're a football program that's doing well and established and all that kind of thing, those little things really don't affect you, you know, but little things like that can swing your momentum and things like that, and it did. But we talked to our kids, and I told our kids at halftime, I said, you know, they've had 3 big plays on us. 3 big plays, that's all they've had. They, you know, for the most part, we played really good defense. We did some good things offensively. We can't turn the football over, but other than that, we did some good things offensively. but you take away 3 of their big plays there, and it's a whole different football game. So you know, just being able to do some things, and at the half, and we came back out, and kids were still enthusiastic, still doing some good things, and but you know, they're a heck of a football team, and you cannot have letdowns against a bunch like that, because they take great teams will take advantage of it, and they're no question they're a great football team.
We've got more to talk about the Lexington Catholic game, the second half of the ball game. Stay with us. We'll be back with that after this.
We'd like to thank our sponsors: Luxury Pets, the home of the happy dogs; the law firm of Luxon and Patterson; Riptide on the River Restaurant; Hopper's Jewelry; Jerry Goebel State Farm Insurance, Richmond; Dr. Dan Sipples Chiropractic Healthcare; Central Bank; Williams Tax and Financial Services; Regal Beagle Downtown Richmond; ERA Professional Hometown Services; Hall & Sons Auto Care; Be a Children's Champion; Reynolds Plumbing; Skipworth Veterinary Clinic; Super Save; Sight Savers Family Eye Care; Mackenzie Morgan Music; Davenport Custom Guitars, your local repair connection; First Gear in Richmond; Guardian Bank, home of the $250 deal. Listen to The John Clark Show on WWAG Radio, real country playing stars and legends.
Hello, I'm David Sullivan.
And I'm Tommy Floyd, Superintendent with Madison County Schools.
We'd like to introduce you to 2 new high school sports programs. Watch the new Madison Central High School Football Coaches Show with Bert Browne and the Madison Southern High School Football Show with John Clark.
The shows will air on Madison County Schools Channel 9, as well as Time Warner Cable Channel 5.
Get in-depth thoughts and comments from coaches and players throughout the season. So if you enjoy local high school sports and the value and character they build, join us.
Because every student counts.
Hello, I'm David Sullivan.
I'm Bert Browne, head football coach at Madison Central High School.
Join us throughout the high school football season for the Bert Browne Coaches Show right here. This segment of the Bert Browne Show is brought to you by the Waffle House. David Sullivan back here at Riptide at the River. We want to thank a couple of our other sponsors, Time Warner Cable and Madison County Schools. They both have been a big part of making this show come together and be successful. Coach, you talked about the halftime of the Lexington Catholic game. You talked to the kids. Your concern about being deflated at the end of the first half, how they come out in the second half. How did it all transpire, do you think?
Well, I think our kids rose to the challenge there and did some good things. And, you know, third quarter, we've got to be able to do some things offensively. You know, they were, I knew going into the football game that we were going to be able to run the outside veer on them. I'd put it in that week, and if you don't prepare for the outside veer, you're really going to be hurting when you see it and you don't know what's coming. But they made some adjustments, just what I thought they would do. They widened their 5 out a little bit, and so that creates an isolation play for us. And you know, we should have been able to run that football up inside for 100 yards more than what we did, but we just weren't either getting the job done at guard, center, or fullback. You know, we've got to be able to get the job done there. But the way they were playing us, when they took away our, you know, LT Helton again, I refer to him. He was the old offensive coordinator at Tennessee Tech when I played. And he used to say that all the time. He said, son, they can take away the outside veer, but they can't take away the isolation and the outside veer, and vice versa. So I knew going to that football game, that's something I learned when I was 21 years old. Going to that football game, we're going to work that outside veer. When they try to do some things to stop it, like widening the 5 and trying to bring that heat off the edge to jumble us up, that we could run the football inside on them. And you know, we just didn't get it done doing that. We didn't help with the double team to the center to the Mike, or our fullback wasn't doing a very good job blocking that Sam linebacker. So that's something that we've worked on, and we worked on it a lot last week. Thought we were going to get the job done there, but that's something that we've got to get better at doing.
Okay. What other areas are you focusing on now with the team and your players to try to improve, and where do you think you see those?
I mean, we're playing a football team in Dunbar that's hungry to win. But they're not, you know, we got Scott County and Lexington Catholic, two pretty dang good football teams. I'll say it again, I don't know that Scott County gets beat again in the regular season. They're an awful good football team, and Coach McKee does a great job with them. But you know, we're going to go over there to Lexington, and we're looking to win a football game. There's no question. Our kids have responded again. We've got some resilient kids that come to work, and you know, like I told them after the football game, you know, we got to, you know, you can either lay there or die, or you get up and charge the beach. You know, you got to keep rolling and keep working, and they've really responded well this week.
Thank you, Coach. We'll be back in just a minute after this Student Athlete Showcase.
Give me your name.
Rachel Grant.
And what grade are you?
I'm a senior at Central.
All right, how long you been cheering?
Since the 6th grade.
All right, how'd you get started?
I just felt foggy and decided to try out my 6th grade year at Cartmores.
All right, what do you like about it?
I really like the relationships that we gain, and I feel like we're one big family here.
All right, give me some kind of awards that you all have won in the past.
My sophomore year, we had the privilege of winning a national title and 2 state titles, so that was really good.
What kind of team do y'all have this year?
I think we're going to be really good, better than last year. I'm really excited for what this year has to come.
3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Give me your name.
Madison Campbell.
And what grade you in?
I am a senior at Central.
How long you been cheering?
This is my 6th year cheering.
How'd you get started?
One of my friends wanted me to try out with her in 7th grade, so I did.
What do you like about cheering?
I like cheering on our teams and just being a part of school environment.
And tell me what kind of awards y'all won.
My sophomore year, I won a national title and a state title. And then my junior year, we repeated our national title.
Okay, what kind of team do you think you have this year?
I think we're going to be just as good, if not better than last year and the year before that.
Okay, when does some of the competitions start?
February is our national competition, and normally at the end of February or at the beginning of March is our state competition.
Sarah Akihari.
What grade you in?
I'm in the 9th grade.
And how long have you been cheering?
I've been cheering since my 7th grade year.
All right, how did you get started in cheering?
I started cheering because my friend talked me into it, and then I wasn't really sure if I wanted to, but now that I'm in it, I can't stop, and I love it.
All right, what kind of team do you think you all have in competition this year?
I think we just need a little bit of practice, but we're gonna kick butt, so you better watch out.
The middle music was just a dance. So they dance in between their tributes.
Give me your name.
My name is Hannah Hazelwood.
What grade you in?
I'm in the 9th grade.
And how long have you been cheering?
I've been cheering since I was in 7th grade.
All right, and how did you get started in cheering?
I've always just had an interest in it, and when I was in 7th grade, I got the opportunity to cheer here and love it.
All right, what kind of team and competition do you think you all have this year?
I think we have a really strong team and we've been working really hard, so better watch out.
5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. See what I'm talking about with that hand thing? 8 to 8.
Smile.
Red, blue, white. Blue. Oh!
That's where it's got a hook fast.
Oh, I think that's a real.
We'd like to thank our sponsors: Luxury Pets, the home of the happy dogs; the law firm of Luxon and Patterson; Riptide on the River Restaurant; Hopper's Jewelry; Jerry Goebel State Farm Insurance Richmond; Dr. Dan Sipples Chiropractic Healthcare; Central Bank; Williams Tax and Financial Services; Regal Beagle Downtown Richmond; ERA Professional Hometown Services; Hall & Sons Auto Care; Be a Children's Champion; Reynolds Plumbing; Skipworth Veterinary Clinic; Super Save; Sight Savers Family Eye Care; Mackenzie Morgan Music; Davenport Custom Guitars, your local repair connection; First Gear in Richmond; Guardian Bank, home of the $250 deal. Listen to The John Clark Show on WWAG Radio, real country playing stars and legends.
Hello, I'm David Sullivan.
And I'm Tommy Floyd, Superintendent with Madison County Schools.
We'd like to introduce you to 2 new high school sports programs. Watch the new Madison Central High School Football Coaches Show with Bert Browne and the Madison Southern High School Football Show with John Clark.
The shows will air on Madison County Schools Channel 9, as well as Time Warner Cable Channel 5.
Get in-depth thoughts and comments from coaches and players throughout the season. So if you enjoy local high school sports and the value and character they build, join us.
Because every student counts.
Hello, I'm David Sullivan.
I'm Bert Browne, head football coach at Madison Central High School.
Join us throughout the high school football season for the Bert Browne Coaches Show right here. This segment of the Bert Browne Show is brought to you by the Waffle House. This segment is being brought to you by a couple of our sponsors, Sipple Chiropractic and by Luxury Pets. Coach Bert Browne and I talking about Madison Central High School football. You got a couple of games coming up. After the Dunbar game, you're looking at a Thursday night encounter with Henry Clay, and then after that you continue to run through the Lexington schools.
Yeah, we will be playing Henry Clay at home Thursday. So that'll be, you know, kind of a different night. Hopefully people come out to that and we'll have a pretty good crowd. Henry Clay's always got great athletes, so they're always scary. No matter what Henry Clay's record is, they're always scary because they'll always have 3 or 4 guys that can touch it and go 90 yards with it. So we'll have to play awful good football to beat them. And then the next week we've got Tate's Creek away to start our district, and you know, they're a team. You get them over there at their place, and you just never know. And we've just got to pick up some wins here and get us some momentum going into our district play. So you know, we've got to hopefully do that and take care of business. And you know, like I told our kids, when I was at Perry Central one year, we started out 1-3 and went on a 6-game win streak. And played great football. And you know, I was talking to him today about, after practice, about we absolutely got shellacked by a team that we shouldn't have. We should have been in the game with them. and they beat us pretty bad. And you know, we responded with 6 wins in a row. And I was awful proud of that bunch, and I think this bunch that we have right now can do the same thing. We just got to go and take care of business and play good defense and keep getting turnovers for us. And we've got to hang on to the football and love it and act like it's a big golden egg and not turn it over.
Right. Don't let go of that.
No.
Okay, Coach, we got more coming up, but right now we're going to pause to take a minute to meet some of your players.
Dustin Gross, wide receiver.
My name is Garrett Daly, and I play left guard.
Tony DeBoer, left tackle.
Trayvon Estel, fullback. Tucker Fair, nose guard.
Ryan Fish, left guard.
Justin Fritz, middle linebacker.
Greg Goggins, wide receiver, defensive back.
We'd like to thank our sponsors: Luxury Pets, the home of the happy dogs; the law firm of Luxon and Patterson; Riptide on the River Restaurant; Hopper's Jewelry; Jerry Goebel State Farm Insurance Richmond; Dr. Dan Sipples Chiropractic Healthcare; Central Bank; Williams Tax and Financial Services; Regal Beagle Downtown Richmond; ERA Professional Hometown Services; Hall & Sons Auto Care; Be a Children's Champion; Reynolds Plumbing; Skipworth Veterinary Clinic; Super Save; Sight Savers Family Eye Care; Mackenzie Morgan Music; Davenport Custom Guitars, your local repair connection; First Gear in Richmond; Guardian Bank, home of the $250 deal. Listen to The John Clark Show on WWAG Radio, real country playing stars and legends.
Hello, I'm David Sullivan.
And I'm Tommy Floyd, superintendent with Madison County Schools.
We'd like to introduce you to 2 new high school sports programs. Watch the new Madison Central High School Football Coaches Show with Bert Browne and the Madison Southern High School Football Show with John Clark.
The shows will air on Madison County Schools Channel 9, as well as Time Warner Cable Channel 5.
Get in-depth thoughts and comments from coaches and players throughout the season. So if you enjoy local high school sports and the value and character they build, join us.
Because every student counts.
Hello, I'm David Sullivan.
I'm Bert Browne, head football coach at Madison Central High School.
Join us throughout the high school football season for the Bert Browne Coaches Show right here. We are ready to wrap up this Bert Browne Show here at Riptide on the River, and we also want to thank a couple of our other sponsors, which will be Luxon Patterson Attorneys, Hopper's Jewelers, and Luxury Pets. Thanks to those sponsors as well as the others. As you're at this point 4 games into the season, a lot of football yet to play. As you and your coaches get through games on a Friday night, how do you evaluate? What's the process you're going through to look ahead and what you need to do in evaluation?
Well, on Saturday mornings, usually I'll come in early in the morning and trade film with the other coach, go in, watch our game, I usually try to break down the other team early Saturday morning, the one that we're going to play next Friday. And our defensive staff will come in about 10 o'clock and or 9 o'clock, 9:30, around in that time, and watch our game, watch some of our opponents' film. And then we're usually in there pretty early on Sundays, and you know, work a long day on Sunday. preparing, and then our kids will come in at 3 o'clock on Sunday. We'll lift weights, show them the film. So the weekend is, you know, I usually try to get in there 7:38 Saturday morning, maybe work for 3 or 4 hours, 5 hours. Last week I went to see Kentucky play Louisville, and got over there, you know, later in the day, of course. But we really, you know, one thing that I stress is our coaches working and getting our kids prepared. And I think that, you know, I don't know that people sometimes understand how many hours a coach works actually on the weekend. You know, your weekend's pretty much shot except for maybe Saturday evening, because on Sundays you're just working. You know, we're going to work until we get everything done and we know everything about them. We got the scouting reports done and ready to pass those out to the boys on Monday.
Coach, good luck as you get ready to go into this latter part of the season.
Thank you.
Bert Browne and I will be back. We'll have more of his show coming up throughout the football season. This is David Sullivan saying so long. Thanks for being with us.
We'd like to thank our sponsors: Luxury Pets, the home of the happy dogs; the law firm of Luxon and Patterson; Riptide on the River Restaurant; Hopper's Jewelry; Jerry Goebel State Farm Insurance Richmond; Dr. Dan Sipples Chiropractic Healthcare; Central Bank; Williams Tax and Financial Services; Regal Beagle Downtown Richmond; ERA Professional Hometown Services; Hall & Sons Auto Care; Be a Children's Champion; Reynolds Plumbing; Skipworth Veterinary Clinic; Super Save; Sight Savers Family Eye Care; Mackenzie Morgan Music; Davenport Custom Guitars, your local repair connection; First Gear in Richmond; Guardian Bank, home of the $250 deal. Listen to The John Clark Show on WWAG Radio, real country playing stars and legends.
Hello, I'm David Sullivan.
And I'm Tommy Floyd, Superintendent with Madison County Schools.
We'd like to introduce you to 2 new high school sports programs. Watch the new Madison Central High School Football Coaches Show with Bert Browne and the Madison Southern High School Football Show with John Clark.
The shows will air on Madison County Schools Channel 9, as well as Time Warner Cable Channel 5.
Get in-depth thoughts and comments from coaches and players throughout the season. So if you enjoy local high school sports and the value and character they build, join us.
Because every student counts.
Hello, I'm David Sullivan.
I'm Bert Browne, head football coach at Madison Central High School.
Join us throughout the high school football season for the Bert Browne Coaches Show right here.
You can watch the Bert Browne Show on MadisonCentralFootball.com.
The Bert Browne Show is the property of Rosanbalm Communications, and distribution and recordings by any means is prohibited. To order quality copies of the program, please visit rosenbaumcommunications.com for information.